Hi, and welcome to Craft Along with Jay. I'm so happy you could join me today. Today we'll make 3 spring and Easter crafts. First, you'll need some eggs. I got these from the Dollar Tree, some carrots from the Dollar Tree, some moss-covered bunnies from Hobby Lobby, a little basket from Hobby Lobby. And then I used some fairy lights and some of this greenery, which is really from my Christmas stash. And then the middle circle right there. And then already had one made that I didn't finish. I glued it onto a wood piece from the Dollar Tree, and I wrapped the ring with the greenery and wrapped the fairy lights around as well. So what I'm doing here, I'm taking some popsicle sticks and kind of measuring out, um, because I wanted to do the wood piece with some shiplap just to kind of cover up. There was some glitter on there. I have used it for a Christmas decorations. So I'm kind of measuring and cutting, and then I'll hot glue them down. And I'll do that both the front and the back of the um, the circle thing in the middle. I want to go ahead and thank all my subscribers for being here for me. And if you're new, I hope you like what you see and would consider hitting that subscribe button. And while you're at it, also click that notification bell so you'll be notified when I upload new content. I would really appreciate it, and it would help my channel grow. So here I'm still kind of cutting and gluing. I don't have the slices lining up, so they're kind of off-site of each other, so it looks more like shiplap. If you Does that even make sense? You'll see what I'm doing. And the popsicle sticks are pretty easy to cut with scissors. And I think I got those at Walmart maybe. And there you have it. Finished it all up. Front and back and the side. Then I have some antique wax and I watered it down. And then I'll brush it over the popsicle sticks and then wipe it off, all the excess. Gives it a nice kind of dark wood color. And there you go. I think it looks pretty good. Then I'll take these Easter eggs and I just kind of pulled that little ribbon top off each of them. They're very easy to pull off without making any damage to the eggs. And I turned the lights on um, just so I could see where to glue the eggs, just so I didn't put glue on top of a little bulb in there. So just kind of space it out in between the lights all the way around. And I just used some hot glue. Gave it a nice pop of color. And then I cut the tops of the carrots off and I got this little greenery pick. And I just cut some pieces off and glued onto the top of my carrots just to make it look more realistic. A little better than what it did before. And once I've done that to all three of them, I would kind of glue them together into a bunch and I tie some jute twine around them. You'll see here in a minute. There we go. Just stack them up and then tie around the bunch. And then I'm just kind of figuring out my placement of them. And then I'll use some hot glue and glue them down. And then I'll put some hot glue under the bunnies and I'll glue them down as well. I put one in the front and one in the back. I'm trying to figure out where to put that little um, case. But I figured right then I'll put a little bunny on top and then you won't be able to see it. Put the basket on the other side to cover up the wire with a couple of little eggs inside. And then I'll do that last little egg like standing on the top so you can't see the wire or anything like that. And then I do little shoestring tie bows for the bunnies. Just hot glue them on. And I think that's pretty much it for this one. Yep, there it is. I think it's super cute. What do you think? Let me know down in the comment section. Then for this one, I got these three little wood birdhouses that I got from Joann's. I got some paints and some embellishments. I wasn't quite sure quite how I wanted to do them yet, but I had an idea and that's kind of what I went with. So the first thing is I painted the first birdhouse with prominent pink from Folk Art. It's a chalk paint. And then I'll paint the top of it with the Waverly chalk paint in white. All three of the birdhouses will have a white roof. Yep, there he goes. And then once I'm done painting that, I think I gave them about two to three coats, kind of depending on how much of the wood I could see through. I didn't really want to, I wanted to have really good coverage. And then this next one, I used these little dot thingies from the Dollar Tree. And I just kind of outlined the butterfly. And I end up doing the roof as well, just outlined the roof. But I kind of had a change of heart and I took those off later. You'll see why. I kind of went with a different idea and I couldn't have them on. But around the butterfly, I leave those on. Give it a little extra outlining. And once I've done that, I'll take my Waverly chalk paint in the color Peacock and paint the house and then the white Waverly chalk paint by Waverly for the roof. Yeah, and here I'm outlining the roof, which I'm sure would have looked nice, but for what I decided to do, um, it wouldn't be good, so I ended up taking them off. There we go. And then for this little house, I'm using the Waverly chalk paint in the color Maize, and I had already painted the roof white. And then for that little flower that goes around the bird hole is Pumpkin Orange by Apple Barrel. And then I used Folk Art chalk paint in the color Java for the perches, the bottoms, platform, and the little fence on the one little birdhouse. So for the yellow birdhouse, I'm gonna put some Mod Podge, and then I'll put on some of those dried flowers that I got from Timo. I thought with the flower around the little bird hole, I would put some flowers on the roof just to kind of keep with the theme. The other two birdhouses already have Mod Podge on their roofs, and they're just sitting there drying. Then I put some Mod Podge on top of my flowers just to seal them in. Just have to be really gentle. These pressed flowers are quite fragile. And then I'll do the other side as well. Yep, just like that. And then for the little pink birdhouse, I'm taking these bird stamps that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I'll just press it down into that little ink pad and then press it onto my little birdhouse. I do a different bird all the way around except for the front. Yep, like that. And then I decided to take some white jute twine and kind of outline the heart. Just hot glue that down. That's it. And then I took this butterfly napkin and took the plies off, so you just had that top ply. And I put that on top of my birdhouse, put some parchment paper on top, and then use my handy dandy big old iron to iron it into place. It'll activate the Mod Podge and it'll set. And then for the pink birdhouse, I'm using some tissue paper with flowers on. And then I'll take my little sanding block and in a downward motion, I will just sand the excess off. It comes off really easily. Gives it a nice little decor touch to the birdhouses, making them kind of colorful and fun. And then I take a little Mod Podge and just go over to keep it in place, seal it in, just very lightly so you don't wrinkle up the paper or pulling it off or even create bubbles in it. There they are. Then I took some floral foam and I kind of glue that into that little, what is that, a globe vase? What do you call that? Anyway, I glue some floral foam in there. Then I got that big stick that I got from my yard, and I just stick that right on in there. And then I fill it up with those little rocks, decorative rocks, to hold it in place. And then I'll arrange my birdhouses around the stick or the branch. And there's part of it. You'll see the rest at the end of the video, so stay tuned. So for this last one, I got this little wood block from the Dollar Tree, some folk art, acrylic paint in the color vintage white, and then from Cricut Design Space, I printed out the Hello Spring and the little bunny. And I gave the front of this wood block, I think 3 coats of the vintage white, and then I used French lilac to cover around the edges all the way around. And here I'm taking my transfer tape and putting on top of my word to transfer it over to the tape and then onto my little wood block. Kind of lining it up where I want it and making sure it's straight. And then I just use my little scraper from my Cricut to press it into the wood so it's easy. It will stay put when I pull off the transfer tape. I think that purple is such a nice spring color. So pretty. There we go. And then I got these 3 ribbons. I end up using the bunny one and the purple one. And I just make a simple bow and glue it to the corner. It's the upper right corner of my little wood block. Let me know down in the comments section below what you think of these projects. Which one do you like? And don't forget, if you like what you see, to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you'll be notified when I upload new content. And while you're at it, please give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. I think that turned out really simple, but it turned out really super cute. And here they all are. Super cute. Love it. And there they are. This one is without the lights. And here in a second, you'll see it with the lights on. There you go. Really cozy feel to it. Really pretty. Thank you so much for watching my video. I really appreciate it.